Okay, in this video, we're going to talk about how do we put a roof on our porch. So we've got our porch drawn in. I've got some sections cut through it. So there's my transverse section. There's my longitudinal section. Um, you'll notice on the transverse section, we've got our roof bearing height set at 8 foot 1 1/8 for pre-cut studs, which is what it should be. We've got our roof with our 2x4 tails, 6/12 pitch. I've got a 3 foot overhang, and I'm setting it up 10 inches for my energy heel here. So now what I need to do is we're going to draw in a little section of wall that serves as our porch beam that gives our roof something to snap to, and then also will look like a beam on our 3D model. And I do it as a wall because I can put finishes on it and sweeps on it. And for our purposes, it's fine. I don't have to actually model it as a structural beam. But the top of that little wall I'm doing or beam I'm doing is going to be at 8 foot 1 1/8. Then it's going to be down about a foot because they typically do those about 11 by 7/8 inch micro lambs or 2x12s. So let's go ahead and look at our roof bearing elevation. Now, if I wanted to draw a wall in, it doesn't really work here because I can't see where my porch foundation is. So we're gonna have to go ahead and put an underlay on it. So let's go ahead and click out here and find our underlay. And we're gonna just put the first floor underneath there. Okay, so now we can see where our porch is. The next thing we're gonna probably wanna do is change the view range just so that we're not cutting through the roof. It's a little confusing, like when I'm drawing that beam in here, I'm seeing where the cut of the roof is. So let's go ahead and change our view range. So just to show you what's happening is our cut plane is cutting through the roof. So we want to make that cut plane above the top of our roof on our roof plan. And we're going to put the top range a little bit above that. So let's go ahead and take the top to 20. And we're going to take our cut plane to 18. And then let's go ahead and hit OK. Okay. So now we're getting close to be, and now when I draw this wall, I've got a stacked wall here. I probably don't want to use the stacked wall because I don't need the stacked wall for this little beam. I probably should just draw the one with the shakes because when I'm going to extend that wall up to the roof, and it's going to want to look like shakes on this design. So we're just going to do a shake wall. Now we can always add a sweep like we did here for our trim board. So let's go ahead and go into the roof bearing line, and we're going to put a wall in. And I think it's called shingles here. We'll find that exterior shingles wall. Now this is important. We want to have our base constraint be a foot down from our roof bearing elevation because that, again, like I said, that beam's about a foot deep. And we obviously don't want it 20 feet high, so we're going to have the top of it be roof bearing. So let's go ahead and draw this bad boy. So I'm just snapping to the outside of the slab down there. Oh, apparently it's not going to want to snap to that. Let's see what I can do here. And then I'm going to come up here. And then I'm going to come back to the house. Okay, let's see what this looks like in 3D. Okay, so there's our happy little beam. Now we can go ahead and put our roof on here now. So let's go ahead and do a roof. So we're going to pick walls. And I'm going to go ahead and make this one have a different overhang and heel height. So obviously I don't need to have, and I can adjust this, but I'm not going to do a 3-foot side overhang on this. I think I'll do a 2. And I'm probably don't need an energy heel on this one. So for our purposes here, we'll just go with 6 inches, see what it looks like. We can always adjust this once we get it made. And so we're going to go ahead and pick this one there. We're going to pick this one here. And then we're going to pick this one here. Now we need to define slope, and I don't want a 2-foot overhang on the front. I think it's a little excessive. So we're going to make that one 16 inches. So We're gonna click on that. We're gonna change this one to 16 inches. And we don't want it to define slope. This one we do want to define slope. And the slope's gonna be 612 to match my other roof. And then we're gonna define the slope here. And we'll make that one 612. And then we need to have another, line connect these up here. So let's go ahead and just draw a line in. No. And let's hit our green check box and cross our fingers and see what this looks like. Okay, pretty happy. Everybody's happy. Now we can go through and we can attach the top of this to the roof. And so you can see the shakes come up, and if I want to do a trim board around there. So now I've got my happy little roof on here. Now I need to just put some columns in to hold it up. So let's go back into our first floor plan. And we're going to do a column at the, and I'll just do a 6x6. Now what I'm going to suggest you do is do a 6x6 column, and then you're going to do like a 1/2 inch or a 1 inch thin wall that wraps around it, because that way you can change the put a sweep on it, like if you want to have trim boards running around your column. And I'll do another video on that. I can't do everything in one video here, so let's just put a 6x6 in. And height, it goes up to roof bearing. We don't want it up to roof bearing. But we'll end up fixing it because we want it to be down 1 foot from that. So let's just drop one in here and see how the heck it looks, then we can adjust it later. Okay, let's see what that looks like in 3D. Oh, it looks pretty good. It looks like I don't even need to adjust it. Okay. So if we wanted to make it have like a sweep, like a trim board, like you typically see on columns, we would do a really thin wall and run it around that structural column or architectural column, and then that wall will host the sweep. The architectural column and the structural column won't host the sweep. Okay, I think that's enough for one video here, so thanks for watching.